welcome to the ANTIWORLDzine. I interviewed a band called ZEX. Being a surprise huge fan of 80s, UK 80s punk and dashing female vocalists, ZEX was a very, very obvious choice for me to ask them. ZEX is from Ottawa, Canada, and they were formed in 2014. Very energetic, fun-loving, who gives a flying fuck punk rock band. Music for partypunx and merrymakers. Listen or purchase ZEX, go to their Bandcamp site. Also like them on Facebook. Without further talking crap here, here's the interview. Describe your band in 3 words.
Fabulous.
Where does the band's name come from?
Where does the name ZEX come from?
Well, it's a lot like sex, but I guess that band was taken, so we called it ZEX with the letter Z. But, you know, it could be a lot of things, like zebras entertaining xylophones, or probably that one.
Zoroastrianism, ecstatic,
Xenophobes.
I don't know. Yeah, it's an ever-changing acronym, you know, like MDC or something.
Where do you get your biggest influences, both music and style-wise?
Clearly, I have no style, and essentially look like a home run. The music, I don't know. I just spend my days listening to crap. You know, anything from 70s Euro disco to 90s black metal. So clearly, you don't really have any influences on this kind of music that we're playing. It's kind of an anything goes.
How does the creative process work in ZEX?
Usually I'll write the songs and I'll do a rudimentary demo, show the rest of the band, then we'll work the song out, put out all the kinks, and after that re-record it as another more cohesive demo, and it helps us by showing the studio, and it gets some guidance once we record the final version. So that's kind of how it goes, and nothing crazy. Basically, we don't fuck around in the rehearsal spacing, like, oh, I don't know, this riff kind of sounds cool, and, end up with a bunch of nonsense songs. So perhaps it's better that way, it's more efficient, I don't know.
I think the real advantage to it too is that sometimes you listen to music and when you're writing it and you're playing it on guitar and you're kind of just so caught into what you're actually physically doing to kind of not be able to take a step back and actually just listen to it and appreciate what it is. And I think the fact that we record so many steps of it sort of gives us an opportunity to, if something actually sounds kind of off, then, it can be a little more objective about it.
I'm constantly writing lyrics, and then I'll just fit it to whatever music we come up with. And then sometimes Joe will write it, sometimes we'll write together also.
How would you describe the scenes or the subcultures that you wrote in?
I'd say I've always had kind of an internationalist stance when it comes to punk and hardcore. I've always liked that whole idea of being, pen pals with people all over the world, trading records, zines, etc. Getting really involved, not just partying on the weekends, with your friends locally. I've always, saw that punk kind of transcended all borders, and which is great because you meet all kinds of great people across the world and stuff. It's really eye-opening. Then there's the downfall of like a lot in local scenes. It can become very cliquish, or the gang phenomenon, or like elitist or excluding people, and that's a bit too bad. I mean, that kind of mirrors the rest of society. So in a sense, you can't really blame people because, I mean, it's the way pretty much everyone's raised.
Tell me about your craziest gig.
We have a couple of craziest gigs, but I think in general the craziest gigs we did were in Indonesia, where you just play to just a group of people in kind of odd venues. So, we played in this kind of town market sort of thing, and they had a stage kind of in the middle of the area, and all the bands kind of played, and then when it was our turn, it just started pouring rain. And there was basically just kind of like a sheet metal roof that wasn't really built all that well, and everyone jumped on stage to basically avoid the rain. So we were playing on stage with, you know, a good like 40, 50 kids on stage with us, and then people all the way down the sides of the roads just kind of looking for rain cover, and then there's a little tent. And we're about like halfway through our set, and we all got electrocuted. And we all just kind of like stopped in place. And you could see the rain like landing on the power bars and everything like that. And it was pretty terrifying. It could have gone really, really badly.
Joe made me a microphone stick out of garbage. Remember?
Yeah. And then our other crazy gig that we did on that tour was in Jakarta. Maybe you want to...
Yeah, in Jakarta, someone dragged me off the stage and I sprained my ankle really bad. I thought it was broken, but apparently it was sprained. So we had to go to the hospital. We got rushed to the hospital right after our set finished. To which the waiting room of the hospital looked like a bus station. That was actually, you had to cross into the parking lot to get into the hospital from the waiting room. It was pretty amazing. Cost $46 to get an x-ray, drugs, and a doctor to look at you.
When we watched Lord of the Rings in that weird parking lot waiting room.
With the guy spending the whole time holding, like, messing around with the cable trying to get the Lord of the Rings to just, like, come in clear on the channel.
Yeah.
And the shit on the floor. I had to go to the bathroom.
Oh, and I really want to commend you for being able to use a squat toilet with a broken foot.
Yeah.
That
That's good.
blew my mind.
Yeah.
So impressed.
Oh, and the last question is always recommend a book to read, recommend a record to listen, and recommend a movie to watch.
Perfume by Patrick Suskind, Pelatosa by Musa Parati, and what's the fucking name of that movie? The fucking Mexican punks?
Oh, Entropidos Punks.
Entropidos Punks.
I'm gonna say... Oh, I have the fucking name on the tip of my tongue. The Crooked Beat by Drew Gates, the book. And then record, I'm gonna go with, you know, we could play it safe and say Leave Home by the Ramones. If you haven't heard that record, then you're stupid.
You don't deserve to live.
And then, listened to it earlier today. And then movie, let's say Brazil by Terry Gilliam.
Listen, I recommend a book. I read books, don't get me wrong. I'm more of a National Geographic kind of guy, you know? And I find it fascinating. I find it cool that they're literally everywhere. They're in garage sales, they're in people's trash, they're in junk stores, they're everywhere. There's, you know, God knows how many fucking published for, you know, over 100 years now. And a movie, I couldn't think of a movie. I watch way too many movies, like horrible movies. Maybe the Man Who Saves the World, that's a great movie, also known as Turkish Star Wars. There's a recommendation for you at the top of my head. For records, I don't know. There's some records. How about this? The Boys, The Nips, Cash Pussies, a bunch of Clash records. Can't go wrong with Clash. Chelsea's, Slaughter of the Dogs. What else we got in this box? A bunch of Damned records. Buzzcocks. Come on, this wrote some of the best songs ever. Sex Pistols, Generation X. I love Billy Idol. You heard he's going to do a residency in Las Vegas now. Bound to happen. You know, Sham 69. The Lurkers, great, like counterparts to the Ramones, but UK, the Jam, the Menace, more Gen X. Anyways, I could go on and on. There's piles of records here. Ultravox when they were still punk, early Undertones, London, Riff Raff, 13, The Users, all the great stuff like, you know, from Ireland, Stiff Little Fingers,
Okay, let me just touch it a little bit more here.
Rudy, Outcast. Anyways, I could go on and on. So thanks a lot for the interview, I guess. And
It's great being here in Tampa with you.
yeah, it's a bit chilly.
Hail City.
So, there was the interview. Thank you again for watching ANTIWORLDzine. Make sure that you watch some of the other interviews I've done also. There's probably everything for everyone. Yeah. Cheers. Mwah.